In this video I want to go over the differences between essence and personality, and this is a really important thing to understand, because if you started to meditate and maybe had some awakening experiences about your true nature and essence of reality, you saw what you actually are, and you saw that it's not actually the personality, the constructed ego self. And even if you had these glimpses, you then probably came back to your identification with the mind and with the personality. This is normal and is common to happen. So by watching this video, you will be able to then more clearly recognize what is personality and what is essence, and in that way you will be able to come back to your essence and not confuse it for your personality, which is something that in the process of becoming more conscious is really probable to happen, because you really can't distinguish from one or the other. So this is what this video is about. So the first thing is the fact that the essence is conscious and the personality is mechanical. And this mechanicalness can be seen in your action, in your reaction. That all happens when you are identified with the mind, with the personality. You can see that the way in which it works is based on these mechanical actions and reactions. So if you really observe your mind, you can see clearly that when your actions comes in a unnatural mechanical way, they are coming from this personality. In the other case, when the actions are really spontaneous and natural, you can feel that, and this is coming from your true essence, your core. Another key difference is the fact that the essence is infinitely intelligent, is the source of intelligence itself without limits. By contrast, the mind, the personality, has a limited intelligence, is the intellect, is limited to the past and to thoughts, so it will never be complete. It's always fragmented and so limited. It's based on our experiences, our knowledge, all that is stored in the memory, and it's so limited. By contrast, the intelligence of the essence, it's not based on the ego, it's not based on the me, it's not based on a self. It's actually based on pure seeing, pure consciousness, pure knowing. When you see something, you see the truth of it. It's not an elaboration. It's not something that your intellect comes to. It's not a conclusion. It's a direct knowing. Another essential difference between the two is that the personality is always fragmented. You may think that the self is one, that your mind self is one, because you take various memories and you line them up in a linear fashion through time and say, okay, this is me, this is myself. But you gotta see that this self that you're talking about is composed by different selves, actually. And this can be seen directly internally. For example, when you want to make a decision and you are in conflict internally, and a part of you wants something and another part wants another thing. See, there is a conflict, there is a separation here. This separation can also be seen when, for example, you want to say something but you say another thing. This is a separation between the internal and the external, and this creates separation internally in yourself and also with others. And this is true for the personality, but it's not true for the essence, because the essence is not in conflict with itself and not with others also. It's one, it's a single thing. This makes it impossible for itself to have conflict or separation between each other. In fact, when you are deeply in your essence, you will recognize that your essence is the same as the essence of others. So there is really no duality at all there, and no internal struggle or division in yourself. It's like a singular self. So your essence, your true core, is internal, is actually what you are, and for this reason it cannot be lost. In the other way, the personality actually can be lost because it's all from the external. It's not actually you, it's all things that in time you accumulated from culture and society and experiences, and you then identified with. So it's all things that are coming from the external and that you actually believe that they are coming from the internal. That means that being external and acquired, it can also be lost. And this is a key difference because your true essence cannot be lost. What you actually are cannot be lost. It is actually what you are, so you can't lose what you are. It's not separated from you. Your personality, though, is different from you because it's not you. It's this accumulation that is resident in time, and for that reason, time itself can destroy it. Time itself will bring its death. For example, in your personality, you can be tall or rich or muscular or funny. You can identify with these various characteristics that are parts of this personality and are acquired. So if you lose one of these parts, you're actually losing that personality. And if you lose all the various parts that you consider your singular ego, your singular personality and self, it's literally your death. So the death is actually losing that part that you are identifying with. If you are muscular and you then lose all your muscle, that part of you, which is in the personality, will die. But this has nothing to do with your essence, because your essence has no characteristics in the way that the personality does. And it's not acquired, so it cannot be lost. It is not coming from something outside of yourself. So as we said, the personality is time-bound, is on the word of time, is something that appears and will then disappear. Yourself has appeared through time, and one day you will lose it. That's where it resides. It resides on time. And for this reason, when you are identified with the self, the idea of death is really scary for the self. While for the case of the essence, your true essence itself knows no death. It's eternal. It's now, and it's not on time. It's not with the past, and it's not with the future. It is living eternally as yourself. It's not something that you will become or that you was. It's what you actually are. So for this very reason, for the fact that it's not residing on time, when you realize your true essence and you get back into it, and the illusion of actually being that personality that you thought you was, that you created in time, when this disappears, all the fear of death disappears. Because you realize that only this time-bound personality can die, but not what you actually are everlastingly now. So I hope that seeing those differences sparked some insight in your mind and made you able to see actually in your experience these differences and identify your true nature in opposite to the invented personality that most people identify with. Other than that, if you found value in this video, please drop a like, and if you're interested in raising your consciousness, become aware of your mind and how to use it rather than getting used by it, and live a truly authentic and fulfilling life, consider subscribing. And if you have any suggestion about what you want me to cover, drop a comment below. I will be more than happy to check it out. Other than that, if right now you're struggling with depression or anxiety, I really recommend you to check out the Depression Handbook. This is a book that I wrote about depression and anxiety. It's for free on my website, and it contains what I found to be the most effective techniques and tools that you can use to get out and actually stay out of depression in the long term. And speaking of mechanicalness, I recommend you to check out this video. It's about how to stop creating the self-created suffering, which is born out of mechanical reactions. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you.